Hey guys, in this video, I want to go over higher order functions in JavaScript. All right. But before we get started, please subscribe to this channel and please like and comment on this video. All right. Let's get started. I'm going to restart my REPL.it console. All right. And there's basically two higher order functions, filter and map. Now, what is a higher order function? Okay. So I admit when I first learned higher order functions, it was really hard to understand, especially when I was new to programming. But over time, I just realized how awesome they are. And they basically stem from functional programming, where everything is like a function, right? So in functional programming, like Haskell, right? Everything is a function, and you can do basic things with Haskell. So that same concept is here, and there is some functional programming elements in JavaScript, right? And the two higher order functions I really want to highlight today are filter and map. So what a higher order function does is basically you first of all you use filter and map, right? At least these specific higher order functions with an iterable, right? And we're going to use arrays in this instance. And what you can do is with filter, you can actually filter out items that match a given condition, right? So if I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and let's say I added 3 by mistake, right? I can filter out the 3 using this filter function, right? And what the map is really cool. The map higher order function, it allows you to apply a function to each element in the array. So just do like a basic example, right? Let's say I have like 1, 2, 3, 5, or 4, 5. All right. And for instance, let me actually do this. Let me just say 6, and I mistyped on the keyboard. Let's just say that, right? I want to filter out the 6. So what I can do, I can literally say dot filter, right? And what's going to happen is basically I'm given these two parameters, E and IDX. What are those? So E is every item in the array. All right, what filter is going to do is it's going to iterate over each of the items in the iterable, and it's going to be represented as E. And I'm also have IDX, which is just the index of everything. Now you can name this anything you want, honestly. I just like calling it E comma IDX. This can be anything you want. This can be item, and this can be index. It'll still work fine. All right, in fact, let's just do that. And what I can do is I can say dot return item does not equal 6, right? And this is going to return a new array. So let's, console.log this, right? And I'll just see what it outputs. All right, so notice how it filtered out the 6 because 6 equals 6. That's a contradiction of this Boolean expression. So filtered it out, right? So that's the idea with filter, is it just filters out items in the array, okay? Now let's go over map. So map is the same thing. In fact, I'll just copy this. And with map, what it does, it actually applies a function to each of the items in the array. The same thing as before, item is each element in the array, and index is just the IDX. And what I'm going to do is, let's say I want all of them to be even. So what I can do is I can just multiply everything by 2. I can just return item times 2 and watch what happens. Right? I get the 2, 4, 6, 8, 12, which is actually each of the items multiplied by 2. And to prove that I'm not lying to you, let's change this to 8. And it's 16, right? So it's not like I'm doing anything sus on the back end, right? Everything is happening real time. So these are the two functions I really want to highlight. Let's maybe like practice a bit more. So let's say I have an array of cities, right? Let's just say like SF, NY, or NYC, DC, right? Let's think of another city, Boston, right? And I'll add one more. Let's say Austin. Okay. I don't even know if these are the abbreviations. I just did that. And let's say, for instance, I just somehow don't like Boston, so I want to filter it out. So we can do the same thing, right? We can, instead of this, we can do cities dot filter, and item does not equal Boston. All right. And I'm actually not going to log it. I'm just going to return this modified array. So filtered R. All right. There we go. Okay, now let's console.log filtered R. And let's see how it looks. All right, so Boston is removed, right? And now let's do the same thing with map, right? Let's say I show this to an international, student, and he was like, "Hey, I don't even know these cities. I never heard of them." So you want to actually put the country that they're from. So they're all in the US, right? So let's do cities.map and map bar, let's just call it that, right? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to append the USA to all of them. And now if I console.log map bar, let's see what happens. All right, so now I actually added the USA to each of them. And then let's put like a comma to make it like better. All right, so yeah, just SF USA. So I know this is kind of hard to understand. The reason I want to highlight these methods is because like we are going to use them in the to-do app. So, like just try to understand it, like watch other videos, like make sure you understand it, because technically you could code these just using a for loop. Like it's not hard to code filter using your own like method that you built in JavaScript, but it really shows that like it's clean code, right? Like if you're in an interview and you use filter and map, I guarantee you the recruiter will be like, wow, he knows JavaScript because he knows the higher order functions. So I definitely recommend that you take the time to like invest learning in this thing. So, watch this video again, watch other videos, like and comment, right? You know what it is, man. So in the next video, we're going to start coding the to-do app. All right. So definitely have your thinking cap on and let's get to it. All right. See you in the next one.